This day 349 Arukh HaShulchan OC. If you'd like to sponsor an upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan OC, please contact me directly. We very greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing Siman Reish Mem Hey, Zion to Yud Beis. Hinei Rosh, Zion. Hinei Rosh Pasuk Abaya L'Kula. The Rosh Paskin in the question which we're discussing leniently. In other words, in a Stam Shutfus with a non-Jew, we didn't make any stipulations. Whether we can make or assume the stipulations would be, are inherently the right ones. The Rosh says it's a cool because of the time the game is speaking to Rabbanan who since it's the Rabbanan because the whole issue of this Mulacha being done on Shabbos and perhaps Char Shabbos, all these are the Rabbanans. Zesh Kasar Al Chanaka, whatever lean, Ayin Sham, the Gazel should cause a Rabbein Ramov, Sipal, the Yeshmatim Maschar, the Ever, Apilo Histu Mechok Ustam. Some people allow the prophets for the Jew, if after the fact, even if they didn't make any stipulation, and they just split up Stam. But nearly the website goes to Mochalei Akal. Shana the Ramah says, and Hefsei Merubah, you can rely on that. I was slow Hefsei God also. Arukh HaShulchan says, but there was no great, it wasn't a great Hefsei, it's forbidden. Why? But the reason is the Arif Hishmit Bayazu. The Arif did not bring down this issue of Stam, where there's no specification. Ram seems explicit that it's also Shrei Rambam Ma'ir B'Stam. The Rambam where he says that Mishtati Ma'akum, the schar is Osir. It's talking about a case where it's Stam. Buzel Dasar Ben Besiois. That's a basis opinion. Bavagav the Yishlom Hashem Lehem Lokas Urak Lechatchila. He told Zez Schar Shabbos Kulam Avalo B'Yevet. Perhaps that which they only that he wrote that the non-Jew has to take the schar of all the Shabbosos explicitly. It's only Lechatchila but not B'Yevet. Ach Iv Shar Lomar Ken can't say it. They should explain it. B'Yevet even if it wasn't specified, it's still mutter. Voted furthermore, that the Rambam says that the non-Jew has to receive a seventh of the profits before they split up 50-50. We don't know the specific amount which they made was made on Shabbos. It's clearly it was very machmir. It doesn't allow 50-50 without any stipulation. In the brackets, the Talmud Sharifa Rambam, Ayin Ran Shamba, Magarasi, Kon Gimel Shevi, Shem Rabbein Ruchav, Peush Achar Lastama. He brings a different interpretation what it means stop. Mayan She'eni Yudi Lokach Mi Atzmo Revach Shel Shabbos. Totally different. The non-Jew took on his own initiative, the prophet of Shabbos. Akach Lo Yisrael Revach Shiyom Chol, and then a non-Jew came along and took the prophet of a weekday on Shom. Chemuchar Levarish, and he has to explain that way. He's looking at Elisashim Perush. Otherwise, there's no interpretation. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. But in any event, it's all the same thing. From the Rosh, it seems that it is Mako where they made a Tanai, the split up 50-50. And it's not like the Ravid, who is Machmir, who we saw in Sib Gimel. That the accounting has to be precise. The Shabbos, the non-Jew takes whether it's more or less, and the Jew takes Yom Chol more or less. Do we see that he doesn't? The Rosh does not require that precision. Okay, the Meko b'Stam Kosh can be since it's Meko by Stam. I'd be evidence okay, even they didn't make a stipulation. So they made a stipulation okay, even without precise accounting. Hey, any fresh bedin there's no distinction in this halacha. Ben shishtat v'davar shaydei asiyos b'Shabbos yisra b'chelik shisov gam be'et etzem ha'isek. It doesn't make a difference. The case is one where the thing in which they are partners is one in which the involvement in Shabbos enhances the portion of the Jew in the actual, so to speak, principle of the business, such as a field or a vineyard, etc. When you do through the Malchus on Shabbos, the quality and the value of the field or the vineyard itself goes up. But where the melacha on Shabbos does not enhance the principle, the intrinsic value of this investment. Tanur, such as an oven, the chanus and a store, etc. There's no cumulative enhancement. Each day's work is its own work. The self-self had a kilush luchas, and finally analysis, they're both us because the non-Jew is as if he's his agent, as we have seen. Therefore, actually, the Gemara lows correct Sladeh, even though the Gemara only mentions the field, everything it's all same halacha. The accepted the myself back above Sham. Maybe I think it's supposed to be Shnein. So probably a typo. It's Shnein Sheshla Merchatz Reshut L'Sayin. Show people who have a bathhouse. It's a partnership. Merchatz Enei Yisim Mishtabeh. But see, that's the Shabbos Kavan. A bathhouse doesn't get enhanced by its use on Shabbos. That's a Rabbeinu Beisayis If Alvi Sov. That's a Beisayis wrote specifically. Yisov Ben Yehudi Sheshla Misoda Otana or Merchatz. Anything, a field which does get enhanced, or an oven, or a bathhouse, which does not. Brackets. Why did the talk of the Shas only mention field, which could be misleading? That it's specifically a problem with something which gets enhanced by the work on Shabbos. Nearly, says there's a bigger chiddush by a field. What's the bigger chiddush? The profit is coming for a while until the harvest and the sale. Profit could come much later on. As opposed to a oven and a bathhouse, a chanus and a store. Is a profit in the immediate aftermath of Shabbos. Pshita also, so therefore it's push that it's also, and the chiddush is that it's sadeh is also also. First, he writes somebody who participates in labor or merchandise or a store. And then he writes the cheniki busar b'shutfus. Also, they accepted the field b'shutfus, which should be not of a chen. That's less of a chiddush. That's also no. We ain't a move on. Just besides the skill. Why would he mention this soda, which is actually what the case brought on at the end? It's a pasha, but it's because in the prior cases the issue is more obvious. In the time of the Kosivna, for the reason we wrote that the prophet is imminent, the Duke. I forgot Mishabur before. It's going on the Rabbeinu Yerucham of the previous Sif, who said that the stam is where the non-Jew takes on his own issue of Shabbos, and the Jew then takes of Chol. That's specific. That only works if the Jew does not say he's taking the Yom Chol Keneged Yom HaShabbos. I guess since it's not made with a cheshbon. Okay. In any event, test. Yesh me'aseish kas with the iser b'shutfus. Some rabbis wrote that the problem with the partnership ain't actually so osi yom echad b'chol levado. So where the Jew does one day on a weekday on his own, k'egem ma'ashenasa b'Shabbos levado, corresponding to that which the non-Jew did on Shabbos by himself. Does the cheshluch because then the non-Jew is the shliach. The entire week they do together. And the non-Jew is not demanding that the Jew work one day on his own. He gives the Jew half of the gains of Shabbos, half of the income on Shabbos. He does not take it. Non-Jews doing on his own initiative. Even though a Jew gets profit by this, but it's not a problem. It's like a sharecropper. Besides, not called the Jew specifically. Everybody knows that the non-Jew is a partner. They also connect the whole prohibition where the Jew does one day corresponding to him, so that each one is the agent of the other on the day which they're doing. Nevertheless, you should not take the schar of Shabbos even when the non-Jew offers it to you, except when it is together and therefore not distinct as its own, but havloah means literally swallowed into the other days. But not by itself. The Mexican schar Shabbos looks like a prophet of Shabbos. Rama, Steve Alf Rama, possibly Bavkav Lashon Rambam, Ain't a Mavur, even though it's not in the Rambam. Dikar Yisur Tali Bezeh. The Rambam doesn't say that this is the primary Isser is the issue of Mechzik Yishchar Shabbos. Achstam Kei Perusha, but even though he didn't specify that, it's as if he specified it. Since he wrote that the Isser is where they made a specific stipulation. I'll do a weekday if you do Shabbos. It must be that when you don't say that, it must be when you don't say that, and he gives you a portion, you're allowed to accept it. Furthermore, the stomach cane who besides, the odds are that the non-Jew is not going to be moichel this amount because the shulchim are not moichel. And if it happens, of the ira cane, that's where the Ram didn't mention it because it's very rare. But if it happened to happen, it's mutter. It's allowed. The Jews allowed to take it. So when they are themselves physically involved in the business, such as a store, in a mill, the soda and a field, etc. If they're not valid at all, could go tanur, such an oven. Anybody wants to bake or cook, Masiko puts in wood, vofa, and bakes, Lubashal cooks, and he pays for the use of the oven. And similarly with the mill, if it's done this way, they'll have to buy the proceeds equally. As long as he takes the wages for the profits of Shabbos as part and parcel of more wages, not distinct unto itself. But and the reason the can't say that the non-Jew is his agent. What's the agency? He's not doing anything. Both of them are passive. They say, oh, the Jews were earning money on Shabbos from his oven business. Hello, Kol Yodim, everyone knows. Everyone knows non-Jew also has a chelik in the oven. And the non-Jew won't let them get away with not allowing it to be hired out on Shabbos. So he, on his own initiative, allows people to bake there. So he gets the profit automatically without any agency. It's just like a sharecropper, like we wrote in the previous sif. It seems to me that even where they're involved themselves, the principles, such as the store. If they themselves don't do the work themselves, they hire workers, which will do the work. But the Jew can also receive the profits of Shabbos absorbed in the other profit. Even the workers are day workers. So what's the problem? The non-Jew is his partner. He's not his agent. He doesn't do anything on his own. Maybe it's because the worker who's schir yom is hired by the day and he's working for you and making money for you. Hello, if you have the power to stop the non-Jewish player from working on Shabbos, it would be obligated to do so. But his partner, the non-Jew, not going to let him get away with that. So on the non-Jew, on his own initiative, is putting workers into the store on Shabbos. And the profit of the Jew comes automatically. Shabbos, therefore you can take the profits of the Shabbos as long as it's absorbed. Like the previous halachas says, Kain Yerlani is daiti. Yud base. V'cheni matanur or a sex, so too the oven or the business, or another business, who shall yisrael about it belongs only to a Jew. From and he partners with a non-Jew, who will always light the oven, the lefos, and bake the chomish yitzah for anybody who wants lefos to bake. And on that account, the Jew gets half of the profits. You can also divide up with him the schar Shabbos as long as it's absorbed. It's not, you can't, the guy is not his agent. Yisrael has nothing to do. he just had a Granny Yehudi also B'Shalatzim, the non-Jew is doing for that purpose because that's his share in the partnership. The Zelki Kiboiles, and this is like contracting the Adaitan of Sheikh Havid, that the non-Jew is doing his own initiative. Revach HaYisrael Bami Mela, the Jew gets his profit automatically. Okay, it sounds a little bit difficult to me, but I guess because ultimately the non-Jew is working for himself because that's how he makes his partnership share. So he's not an agent for the Jew. But shouldn't make the switch. You take Shabbos, I'll take a different day. Also, that's forbidden. That's as if he's getting the reward for Shabbos itself. It's like an oven, where both partners in the actual oven. The oven is completely belongs to the non-Jew. In his half. So like in this case, the oven belongs only to the Jew. In this case, it would be like Schar Shabbos if he's saying, you do work on Shabbos, I'll do work another day. They divide the entire proceeds of the entire of every week in half. Or the shlish, or a third, or a quarter, according to their deal. Which the Bura says that where the non-Jew gets half the profit every day, you don't need specifically to stipulate ahead of time, as long as you're getting your profit b'hav law. But if he's stipulated with him in a different manner, not a half, Magen Avraham says that he has to make this stipulation before they make the shutfus. And some people say you don't have to. Okay. Back to Arukh HaShulchan. I'll call him a Makom Shemutar Laskir Tanor Hakum Your part is Baru B'Simin Reish Ben Gimel Sibuk Gimel. That's only where you're allowed to hire out your oven to a non-Jew on Shabbos. Such as where it's clear that he's not hiring per diem workers. El Kinki Bolus, but it's like contracting. Okshamina goes to Mokum Kankum, whereas that's the minute goes to such a place. But otherwise, since it's his completely, he can't rent it out to a non-Jew because of the suspicion that he's making money on Shabbos, as we wrote over there. Yeah. Somewhat of a shorter day today.